You know, one of my favorite things about being me is the vast array of diverse misunderstandings when it comes to people meeting me and trying to put me in a box. One of my favorites is that I'm really trusting and easy to convince. And I mean, that's a fair assessment people have because I'm very excitable and happy and I get in people's energy. I'm very excited what they're all about and I love to learn. So when I'm around someone who I can ask about a particular topic I don't know about, I ask a lot. And what's funny about that is we interpret curiosity and the desire to learn as like sort of overly innocent or overly trusting or like dumb or something like lacking depth. And I find that so fascinating because curiosity and awe and joy over learning new things is like 100% what makes life great as a kid. And if you want to get back to being a kid, you get to be surprised and excited about things that you find out here. But don't be mistaken. I am one of the biggest skeptics and hardest sells you will ever find. I don't trust anyone. That's what I think is so funny. I mean, I've worked on that a lot, right? I do trust myself now. And so I'm able to bring trust with me. And so I'm able to engage in trust in a different way. But I would say because I was so trusting as a child and so deeply betrayed, especially by my brother and own family, and constantly mocked for being trusting and then told lies and deceived and, you know, gotten in trouble and then laughed at because I believed it. And so even at the very core, from a very young age, my trust was constantly undermined and I did get punished for trusting. And so I am not a trusting person by nature. You could ask my husband. I think now we've been married like 3 years, just past 3 years. We dated for a year and we were engaged for a year. It's about 5 years. And we were friends for 2 years before that. I met him in 2019, so that might be an extra year, but 6 years. And I think I'm starting to trust him now. I'll tell you, I ain't easy. And I come across as trusting and I'll stand for you. And don't get me wrong, I'm trustworthy. And so a lot of times people trust me with things and I know my context and I know how much I love other people. And so I know that by being excited and curious, sometimes people trust me with things and it isn't always my full nature, but not because I'm being inauthentic in the moment. It's because I am very excited. But I'm one of these people I'm a rising sign Gemini, if that means anything, right? Like the twins. And but my core inner sign, your sun sign, is how you really are, your nature. Your rising sign is how you're perceived. So people perceive me as like this changeable nature. But internally, I'm solid as a rock. I'm a Taurus. I'm as heavy and grounded and solid as it gets. So I trust me. And while I will listen to everyone's ideas and I want to learn, I don't believe anything unless I can corroborate it 3 times across ancient texts, like in different places in the world from different thought systems. And I'm constantly learning different languages people use. And I don't mean officially languages like English and French. Although I can say, je parle un petit peu français. I lived in Belgium when I was growing up. Ich kann ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen. My whole family is German and learned it from the time I was young. And io parlo un poco italiano, un piccolo now. I live there as well. And I used to be relatively fluent in them. I'm not. But what I learned, especially being around a lot of languages from a young age, is that words are symbols. They don't actually mean what we say they mean, right? You learn what something is. You learn the word for an emotion. This creates a lot of confusion with humans because a lot of people think they know what love is. Do I know what love is? No, you don't, because your family taught you something else. When they used the word love, they taught you another experience. And so people go searching for love. Well, if love in your home was betrayal and rejection, that's when you go out looking for love, you're going to find a lot of. I had to totally retrain what love is, what it feels like. My husband is definitely the first person to extend me unconditional love, and it has changed my person from the ground up. And we really only need one. I'm one of those people that's like, you don't need to belong, because my whole life I haven't. I didn't belong at home with my family. I've always been the outcast. People can pedestal me like, oh, she's so cool sometimes, but that still keeps you really isolated, whether you're in the gutter or on the pedestal. And I just have always joined a lot of groups, affiliations, but never stuck around because they all end up being the same, actually, if you go around. And what you realize is we've confused affiliation and belonging, and people think they need to affiliate in order to get belonging. And that's why I think it's really toxic that we're telling people they need to belong as a sustainable strategy as a human. It's a lot better to tell them you don't need to belong. In fact, don't you dare affiliate or belong until you're so resilient you don't need to, and then you'll find real belonging. Of course, that really only works if you have a little bit of unconditional love. I've learned without any unconditional love, most people fall into deep affiliation as a form of belonging. And then those of us that refuse to sell out to affiliation because we understand it's not belonging, but have never belonged, do struggle to find a foundation. You really need to find one person that can extend that unconditional love to you and really know you, not like some bullshit. And it's lovely when it comes from spirituality and God, but that isn't enough. It has to be grounded in another person. So anyway, that's enough of me rambling today. I don't know why I went off about all that, but love you guys.